Hello everybody, my name is longORjames, you can call me either one. In this video, I'm going to discuss something that's very important to me, my spiritual journey. Don't worry, I'm not going to be changing the direction of my YouTube channel. This is for a college movie festival, and I thought it would be nice if I posted it on both platforms. I will still post a Grimsoul video later this weekend. Before we get into the meat of this video, I would like to say that none of what I'm about to say is meant to persuade you to believe or disbelieve in anything, and these are just sort of my thoughts out loud. Here's a bit of my religious background. My mother is Catholic and my father believes in Confucianism, which is more of a philosophy than a religious teaching. For the most part, he doesn't believe in the Catholic or Christian religion. I was brought to church when I was very little against my will. I went to Sunday school on Saturdays, and when I was about the age of 9, I went through my first communion. I stopped going to church after that and only went on special occasions with my mom and my grandma from my mom's side. For the most part, I consider myself an atheist or agnostic. I recently joined a Bible study class out of curiosity in the late spring of this year, and I go 2 days a week, about 2 hours a day. In Bible study class, I've learned so many spiritual meanings of the words in the Bible and how they pertain to Genesis and Revelation. Some of the spiritual meanings I've learned of the words such as trees and plants, as they generally refer to people and them growing. Water and rain refers to teachings. Springs and rivers refer to the people those teachings flow from. And light and sight refer to understanding of those teachings of God. And almost anything, the seed, water, and fire can be used as the word, depending on how the word is being used, such as for growing a person or for judging a person. In general, most of the Bible is supposed to be looked at in a spiritual way as opposed to a literal way, which makes sense because religion is a spiritual thing in the first place. However, there are still some things that don't make sense to me. Granted, the class was a beginner's Bible class, which is why I teeter on being an agnostic as opposed to fully atheist, to give the existence of God or gods the benefit of the doubt. There are some concerns that I and even the instructor have had about the contradictions of the characteristics of God, such as the claims that God is omnibenevolent, omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, and eternal. The instructor claimed that God could do anything and that all possibilities exist with God, but wondered if God could create a boulder so large that he himself couldn't carry it. This question pits God's strength against his power to create. If God can lift any boulder he can create, that means his power to create must be limited. And if God can create a boulder so big that he can't lift, then that means his strength is limited. However, there exists a contradiction that is more fundamental. Imagine a master craftsman that can craft a weapon that can pierce or cut anything, and that same master craftsman who can make a armor or shield that can block or reflect anything. Both of those things can't simultaneously be true. Therefore, I don't understand how God or any other being can do absolutely anything. This brings me to my current spiritual learning and my final thoughts. It's been a rough 6 months, but I still feel like things are progressing. They're moving slowly, but forward. I currently believe that if there is a God or creator, that he has some limitations to him. According to the scriptures, there are either fundamental properties of nature or rules that God has made up himself and bound himself to, such as God as a pure being cannot be next to or near a sinful being, otherwise they will feel pain or die outright, instead of God choosing to be able to heal and purge those people of their sins. We can also see the physical limitations of the universe, and in the Bible itself, in Genesis, after God's creation on all of his work, God has to rest, or he will rest, and resting implies that there is an expenditure of energy and a need to regain that energy, and that there is not an infinite amount of energy to be able to create or do things. That's all for this video. I hope it was insightful and that I didn't offend anybody with my thoughts. If you enjoyed this type of deep thought video, please leave a like and leave your thoughts down in the comment section down below. I would love to have a respectful and productive discussion with everyone. Thank you all for watching. Bye bye!